Hello, Aaron Wills again, bringing you another reaction video that I started on Wednesday, the 9th day of October in 2024 at 7:30 a.m. Along with welcoming you to my channel, allow me to thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe before sharing this video and turning on the post notification bell. That would be very much appreciated. Thank you. Appreciated. I always say that. Appreciated. Thank you. And now, all the way from Google Central, it is YouTube.com. Oh, wait a minute. Enter. Here we go. All right. Well, we're going back to the.
So in this case, it's an automatic transmission. Doesn't have a clutch. You don't have to shift the gears, and it's front wheel drive, meaning that it's not all wheel drive or rear wheel drive like a pickup truck. It's just front wheel drive.
And is there a picture on the front of Exhibit 83?
Yes.
Overruled, the witness may answer. Just a reminder to wait until I rule on any objection. Thank you.
There's a surprise. The objection said leading. That usually is that's his go-to objection, leading or hearsay. Or he'll say relevant. Objection, relevant. Or relevancy, or no. He'll say relevant. Or he'll say leading. Leading or hearsay, then nothing at all is hearsay, like he's suggesting. I'm stuttering all over myself already. Let's listen. He'll object and say, leading again. Watch.
Thank you.
Yes.
And what is that picture on?
It's a picture of the 2010 Escape.
That you did the mechanical inspection on?
Objection, leading.
Overruled, the witness may answer.
There it is again. Leading. And we'll hear it again. Don't worry. If you didn't catch it that time, you'll hear it again. Objection, leading. And he very rarely, if ever, gets his objections sustained. He has gotten his objections sustained in the past, but it's a very rare circumstance. And usually shits out and gets lucky when he gets an objection sustained. He doesn't know what he's saying. He just happens to be right occasionally. Let's watch.
You
Yes.
authored this report?
This one curl is the reason I started my wavy hair journey. When I found pros, I was desperate for a solution for my frizzy waves.
I did.
Have you had a chance to review it since you've authored it?
Yes.
Is the information contained within this report accurate?
Objection, leading.
Overruled, the witness may answer.
There it was again, objection, leading. So I told you you'd hear it again, and you'll hear it again. Don't worry. I've not seen this particular video, but you'll hear it again.
Answer.
Yes, it is.
I would move State's Exhibit 83 into evidence.
Objection.
Relevant.
Your objection is noted. It is overruled. Exhibit 83 is received.
So is my paperwork ever going to say Exhibit 83, or is it just going to be legal?
Mr. Brooks, I'll take that up outside the presence of the jury later, but we're going to continue.
It was
Go
brought
ahead.
up in front of the jury.
Mr. Brooks, we're going to continue with the questioning of this witness.
What is y'all trying to pull, man?
Mr. Brooks, please.
This is
No one's.
He's nothing.
The exhibit, to my understanding, has previously been provided to you. You have it. It's now been marked as an exhibit for trial
Y'all got
purposes.
something I don't have, though.
Shut up. Quit crying. You're the one who decided to go pro se, idiot.
Go ahead.
That's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be fair.
Attorney Basie, I trust that this was previously turned over.
It was, and I believe the defendant has a copy of it in front of him.
Thank you.
Where does
Please
it say
continue.
exhibit 83? It doesn't say that this is going to
Again,
be
we'll take
used
this
as
up
an
outside
exhibit.
the presence of the jury later. It's not something we need to do right now. Go ahead, ask your questions.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I would object and move to strike from the record any commentary that the defendant was making in the last 5 minutes.
What was that?
Court will strike the
It's this kind of stuff that makes this trial like crack to me. Watching this trial is like crack. I watch it over and over. I haven't seen this particular video, but I watch as much of it as I can when I get a chance to, because of this shit. Everything's against him. Everything's not fair, or nothing is fair. And I can't wait to see the cross of this witness. His crosses aren't just hilarious. Let's watch the rest of this direct.
commentary that was made. I'm not sure if it was picked up or not, but as a reminder to the jurors, the statements made by parties and lawyers are not evidence. The testimony and other evidence that's received is the evidence the jury will ultimately consider. Go ahead.
Thank you. Sir, can you briefly describe the condition of the vehicle when you inspected it on December 6th?
Yeah, the vehicle had quite a bit of front end damage. The bumper cover was pushed back, the grille was pushed back into the engine bay and into the radiator. That was also pushed backwards in towards the engine. The hood was folded up in the air. Both lights were broken out of the front. There was quite a bit of debris and unknown things stuck to the exterior of the vehicle, and there was also some damage to the sides of the vehicle.
Do you know why you had to go to the Wisconsin State Crime Lab in order to do the inspection?
Objection leading.
Overrule the witness.
Objection leading, in case you missed that. Wow. A little bit of leading going on, huh? That's all he ever says is objection leading. Sometimes he'll say objection hearsay when it's not hearsay.
Witness may answer.
I was requested to go to the state crime lab to do the inspection because they had not yet completed DNA sampling. So until they had it finished, it was going to be retained inside the crime lab. So in the interest of not moving the vehicle again, once they were done with DNA, they had me come to the crime lab to do the testing and inspection.
Dad bods deserve better teas.
I found
I
this brand
agree.
called True Classic. It's your
So the first section of your report,
I'm not a dad, but I have a dad bod.
and I'm just going to direct your attention to page 3 of Exhibit 83, talks about the tires and the suspension and tie rods. Do you see that?
Objection leading.
Overrule the witness may answer.
Yes.
And can you describe for the jury what part of the inspection, describe this part of the inspection?
Objection leading.
Overruled, the witness may answer. The report's been received by the court, and the state may direct the witness to various points at its discretion.
When was it made an exhibit? Because I wasn't aware of that.
Go ahead, Attorney Basie. You may continue.
Thank you. Sir, can you describe the information contained in the first section of the report under the heading tires, wheels, steering, suspension, brakes?
Objection leading.
Overruled, the witness may answer.
So under this section, it's broken down into 4 parts. One for axle 1 left, which is the driver's side front axle. The left side would refer to it as you're sitting in the vehicle facing forward. The right side would refer to the passenger side. So axle 1 is the frontmost axle. Axle 2 is the rearmost, left and right, and it breaks each individual wheel end component systems down. And then from that, I take each one apart and
I've never seen any part of this part of the trial. I don't recall this officer here. There are other witnesses I've covered on these videos with you I remember that I didn't see that video or that part, but I recognized the witness. That means I've seen that part of the video, of the trial. Not that video or that part of the video, but I've seen that part of the trial. I've not seen this part of the trial as of yet. So this should be fun. I can't wait to hear his cross.
Inspect them thoroughly, brakes, tires, steering components on the front axle, obviously, suspension condition, and anything else that's at the wheel end that I can inspect.
And did you do that in this case?
Yes.
What observations did you make?
First, on axle 1 left, which would be the driver's side front, the tie rod end was worn. About 1/8 of an inch of play in the tie rod end, in the ball joint itself. So when you turn the steering wheel or turn the wheel, there was a little bit of play in the tie rod. Still attached, still intact, still functioning, still able to steer the vehicle, but just worn to the point that it needed replacement before it got any worse.
Was that something that would create any problems in operating the car, for example, on November 21st, 2021?
Objection speculative.
Overruled, this witness may answer. Hold on, he's been qualified under 907-02. I direct your attention to 907-02 through 907-07, Mr. Brooks. Go ahead.
Because if you didn't go at that name, and that's referring to a specific date, how do you know that's not speculation?
The objection's noted, it's overruled, the witness may answer.
It would not. The vehicle would still steer and drive just the same as any other vehicle. It would just have play in the steering wheel, and it would make a little bit of a clunking noise potentially when you turn the wheel. You would maybe hear a clunking noise from that left front tire.
Again, operationally, the person driving that car wouldn't have any trouble steering based upon that issue.
Not at all.
What other observations did you make?
Other observations I made were that all the tires were evenly worn on all 4 axle ends. I believe it was the left rear, the left rear axle, the tire on that axle was bigger than the other 3. So there's also a chart referenced later in my report that shows the difference between the 2. The tires that are recommended to be on the vehicle are size 235/70 R16, which was what was equipped on the vehicle, except on the left rear, which was 245/75 R16, which is 1 full size bigger in dimension and aspect ratio.
What, if any, impact would that have on how a person's ability to drive that vehicle?
None.
So 1 size bigger in tire is usually not the end of the world, being that it's the single tire, it can have an effect, but it's on the rear of the vehicle. Being a front-wheel drive vehicle, the speeds are reported off of the front axle of that vehicle. So that's where the speedometer would get its speeds from. The only time it would be notable would be during a heavy ABS brake application. And that would be at a higher rate of speed with full brake application where the ABS system kicks in on the vehicle. That's where it could be noticeable. And by could be, I mean the sizes are very similar. They're about 1.5 inches in difference. Revolutions per mile are not that far apart. The ABS system might not even pick up a difference between the 2.
When you say at higher speeds, are we talking, what are we talking?
Higher speeds.
Overruled, the witness may answer.
Higher speeds, I mean, some.
In case you didn't hear that, he said objection, leading. Which I think might be the first time he said that in this trial. He might say it again sometime, but that's the first time he said it, I think. Let's see if he says it again.
Thing like highway speeds, 55 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour or greater.
Picture this. You're sitting at home alone watching YouTube videos, wondering why you
picturing
can't
you
find the
naked.
motivation to do the things you need or want to do or change in the ways you'd like. Even thinking about your mental health and all that it entails sounds exhausting.
Any other observations made with regard to in that area?
The only other observations that I made were that all the brakes were in good working condition and had adequate thickness left on the brake pads for stopping of the vehicle. All 4 brakes were in good working shape and they were able to be locked at the time of inspection.
So, and let me clarify if I didn't ask you this. The information you were provided was that this vehicle was involved in a crash?
Objection, asked and answered.
No, it wasn't.
Overruled, given the nature of the testimony being provided, the statement clarified that. So go ahead, you may answer.
Yes.
And do you know the date of that crash?
I know it was in November. I don't know the exact date.
Thank you. So with regards to the braking system, was there anything, did you find anything at all in your inspection of that vehicle that would have caused the brakes not to work or not to work effectively on the date of the crash or prior to the crash?
Objection, speculative.
That's a new
Overruled, the
one.
witness may answer.
That's a new one. I'm proud of him. Let's go. Oh, it's on commercial. Is it playing or what? What the hell happened? I need a question about Doma. I don't know what Uma. I don't know what Uma is. I don't need to ask a question about Uma. Let's go back to the damn video. What happened? What happened to the video? Where are we at now? I was getting into that. I wanted to see the cross. I don't add anything to the cart. What is this? Hope you guys can see this bullshit. What did I do? How do I get back? What the hell did I do? Alt plus left arrow.
Dermatologists worldwide recommend La Roche-Posay. Effective skincare like La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer delivers double action to help repair skin's barrier and provide 48-hour hydration.
That doesn't work. Let's hit escape here. Nope, that doesn't work either. What the hell did I do? I was getting into that shit. Alright. Where am I at? I'm on Uma.com. How did I wind up on Uma.com? How the fuck did I wind up on Uma.com? What is Uma.com? Let's get out of Uma.com. Oh, it went out of everything. Let's go back to YouTube so we can pick up where we was. Where was we? Pick up where we were. How do I get on Uma.com? What the fuck is Uma.com? Is this day 13? 5th day. How do I get to day 13 again? That's where we were. I was getting into that. I had not seen any aspect of that part of the trial. It's a nightmare. That looks nasty. What is that, chicken? She's cute. Who is that? Is that Andrea Botes? I can't tell. No, that's not her. What is this? Oh shit, man. How did I get on Uma.com? I'd like to get on Uma Thurman, but I don't want to get on Uma.com. Here we go, let's watch this.
Team 48, may I have the appearances, please?
Morning, Judge. Sue Ackerman, Daisy and Zach. What shall appearing for the state?
Sir, would you please state your name for the record?
I am here as a third-party intervener in that matter, appearing as authorized representative for my client. I accept for value in return for value all of the charging instruments in this matter and make my exemption available for discharge of all obligations and charges connected with this case. I do not dispute any of the facts in the charging instruments.
All right, the record should reflect that the individual known to this court as the defendant, Daryl Brooks, is present in court. He's in custody, but he is wearing street clothes. He's wearing a suit and tie and a mask. And good morning once again to everyone.
Also for the record, I do not identify by that name or consent to being called that name.
So noted. All right, Mr. Brooks, do you have a 13th subpoena as I...
Man, this ain't gonna be no good compared to where we were. What was that, day 13? I gotta look up day 13 on maybe I'll just look it up and go to it on here. Let's see.
As we discussed yesterday, you wanted to call 13 witnesses. I told you you had until this morning to fill out another subpoena and give it to the state so that they could review it.
Yes, I do.
All right, can you hand that to the bailiff, please? I'll just take a look at it quick.
Day 13.
At Volkswagen, we take safety seriously. Seriously. That's why we design and...
Seriously.
Nice homework, Bart. Dangerous and stupid or a couple others. It should be.
Dagnabbit. Dagnabbit. Man, now there's no sound. What's he doing? Hopefully he's getting ready to cross that cop that was on stand. We missed the cross. That's the best part of watching this trial, is his stupid objections and his cross-examinations of the witnesses. I like hearing his objection leading, objection, seculative, objection leading. Whereas when the state calls the state calls for that, when the state objects to it being speculative, they say, objection calls for speculation, Your Honor. I guess that's what you're supposed to say, not speculative. Or speculation, whatever he says. Alright, I'll shut up now. I'm not done with the video because I would wait for this to do something. What's going on here, man? I'll wait. Alright, I guess this is done. Alright. let's stop recording, I guess. No, I'll just upload it like this. I'll stop recording and I'll upload it.